Alright guys, was shooting out in the backyard just a minute ago, and my index release, the Keep Hammering Cam Hanes, the bow strap edition, looks like malfunctioned. Very disappointed. Just did a review on this maybe a month or two ago, talking about how great it was, and didn't really have anything bad to say about it. Now that I think about it, if I could go back and say one thing I didn't like about it, when you have it around your wrist, the ability to put it back, keep it out of your way, was actually pretty loose. Like it didn't hold cinch like tight to the wrist like other index style releases I've used. It kind of flopped around a little bit, and I tried to tighten it, but I don't think you can. Even where it's set up, you're just kind of stuck with a floppy. I mean, you can fix it by putting it in your shirt like that, but fast forward, now we're here with this. So this is definitely a con, if you will. I don't know, I was shooting, I keep my index release kind of high up on my wrist, behind that knuckle here on my wrist, just to really tighten that up so that you're like all the way up there when you're pulling that thing back. And I was having my index finger was anchoring right about there, which is pretty far back. You want it to be far back, but maybe that was a little too far back, I don't know. Most guys, like I think Cam Hanes, he's like up here towards the tip, but and I was having a little bit of an issue kind of anchoring. I feel like my hand was really smushed in my face, but anyways, I looked down, I was shooting, and I looked down, and this is popped out, like it was like popped out like that, which is pretty crazy. I mean, if you're drawing your bow back and it's popped out and it comes out like that, I feel like you're gonna, the string's gonna pull you could almost dry fire your bow, I would think, or I don't know how that would work out. It would be really weird. But look at it, it says on here, I don't know if you can read that. What about the red there? It says China though. So I don't know if that's a bad thing. Usually things that are made in China are not the greatest quality. And it just so happens the piece that broke off was made in China. So, I mean, make of that what you will, but I don't think that I think it's sheared. I think it got sheared on that section right there on the release. I don't think I can, I don't think she's coming back. Let's see. I mean, I'm trying to fix it here. I think she's done. She just popped out just like that. So here's my takeaway. It's a great release until it fails. Great release until it fails. But I mean, let's be honest, a release that fails, is it that great? I don't know. Overall, ultimately, I guess you'd say no. I'm forced now to go back to my old Tried and True thumb button. This is Truefire thumb button, 4-finger, and what was amazing was I hadn't used this in a while, but I was getting back into my anchor. Man, it was way easier for some reason, even though I feel like it makes my draw length shorter because of the extension out here. Maybe I can find a shorter one, like a Carter Too Simple maybe. But it was like way like my string was on my nose and everything. Whereas with this, it was hard to I had to like lean back just to get it in the nose. And I was trying to really tighten that up to increase my draw length as much as possible, but maybe that was having a reverse effect, I don't know. Anyways, going back to Tried and True, and I do like the thumb button because your thumb is not as sensitive as your index finger, and so the need to punch is quite reduced in my opinion. And it was, my shots were really accurate with the just, and this is really this is not a hot trigger, so there's a lot of, you really gotta pull back to get that thing going, which is what I like. But here's what I'm thinking about this. I don't see how this is gonna fail. No plastic, no mechanical parts really like this. I mean, the trigger area is all metal. I did have one problem with squeezing and somehow hitting that, I don't know, pulling it. Somehow it did fire a few times before I was back at full draw, but I desensitized the trigger mechanism here, and I've never had a problem since. So, I don't know, let me know in the comments what you think, or if you have any good releases in mind, but I'm gonna have to go back to this old Tried and True, and maybe have to hunt for a new release in the future. But I can't say I'm going to be going back to the Spot Hogg Keep Hammering. Maybe I go to Spot Hogg belt buckle, the belt buckle, or the buckle wrist strap. Maybe I go to that one. I like the bow because you could really get it tight anywhere on your wrist, whereas the buckle, I feel like it's gonna, no matter where you, how tight you get it, you can only get it so tight and it'll slide as the leather stretches. But I don't know, very disappointed. Feel a little let down. You know, what can you do about that? A release that fails, it's no good.